The countdown between farmers at 301 Langell Road in Edgewood, British Columbia's fight to try to legally save their flock from the Canadian Food Inspection Agency's senseless cull order to cull them for an avian flu that 2 of their deceased carcasses late last year tested positive for is on. It could be just a matter of hours between now and when the Canadian Food Inspection Agency succeeds at culling these birds despite mass protests and eyes around the world watching. And today we bring you a report of Rebel News being eyes in the sky from a helicopter to give you a view of some of what CFIA has planned in how they're going to cull these animals. Animals that are not for food consumption, animals that instead were being used for furthering therapeutic research, their antibodies being extracted from their eggs. These ostriches represent so much: the battle for farmers' rights, food rights, sovereignty, and medical freedom. I'm Drea Humphrey with Rebel News, and this is Sheila Gunn Reid with Rebel, who's come a very long way to be your eyes and ears, including your eyes in the sky from a helicopter. All right, Sheila, here we are on the ground. We're seeing that there are protesters lined up because, as we revealed, and we'll show you some of the footage we captured above, the hay bales are organized in sort of a V shape over here with a smaller line almost seeming to be blocking the vehicles. What are you making of what we see?
Yeah, so we were able to catch the hay trucks being staged up the road. Sorry, I'm directionally challenged because we saw it in helicopter, but we were able to see where the trucks were staged. They are the big square bales, and they brought them in 4 trucks worth. And at first we thought they could be bringing them in to feed the birds, but that doesn't appear to be the case. They have brought them in to obscure the view from the road. In fact, the hay bales follow the curve of the road so that if you're coming down the road, you will not be able to see what's happening behind the hay bales. And so the presumption is that the cull, when it does happen, will happen behind the bales, out of the view of the public. But we were able to show people today the bales being brought in, which I think was significant because the farmers were arrested earlier today. And so nobody has really been in the farm except for the police and the CFIA agents. So really nobody knew what was happening. We were able to see it from above.
That's right. They want it out of sight and out of your mind. And the same way that they, in some ways, sort of convince the farmers who were refusing to get out of the pen, wanting to feed their animals till the very last moment, is the same way they kind of came through the back door. They told the farmers they could feed the animals. And when they came closer to the feed, that's when they got arrested. And they came the same way back here. But enough of us gabbing. We have lots of footage of this, including earlier when some supporters did spot sort of the hay and the trucks and were pleading with them, the truck drivers as well as the companies, to change their mind. Take a look here.
We can really make a mess out of this, you know.
Welcome you.
We're on the right side.
Thanks for coming. Hopefully everybody's safe here now.
I chatted with
You're supposed to protect the people.
Okay, I'm not saying you guys did. One of the
and I
guys.
can, right?
No, don't touch the fence, okay? Don't mess with the fence. That's all we're asking.
No worries.
We really don't want to be arrested. Okay, so just
We were
please
just
leave
talking
the
one
fence
day,
alone.
so we were in
Yeah, no, I get it. But one of the fellows was pushing one of the fence posts in.
You're gonna shoot the ostriches anyway.
From now on, everyone, if you see
You bet, we're good.
Doug or myself
Boys.
talking to them,
So after that, we had heard mixed reports. Everything's happening in the moment, so we didn't have time to verify it. And we still don't know exactly what happened. There was claims online that one of the companies wanted to pull out, that they said it was booked through a third party. They didn't know what it was going to be used for, and that the farmer who gave the hay also wanted to pull out. Maybe that was wrong, or maybe the CFIA said a deal is a deal. We are around the corner, and this is what we spotted from the air thanks to one of our amazing Rebel News supporter. Take a look at some of this footage.
We should tell you, as Drea said, that we were able to jump in a helicopter thanks to a Rebel News supporter. The ride in the helicopter was gifted to us. And we're just so grateful for that because we were able to show the public what couldn't be seen from anywhere else. You couldn't see anything that was happening in the farm as they were unloading the hay bales because, well, no one's allowed in the farm except the feds.
And we were able to tip off the farmers.
Right.
There was only one farmer left, and that was Dave Belinsky, as the other farmers were actually being booked and charged. And he got a heads up. I don't know what it looked like over there.
Yeah, so, and we were there just right after the farmers were charged under the
Animal Health Act, I believe. We'll put it on the screen. People are continuing to come here. It seems to be endless, and the police are letting them in. They're letting the protests happen. But as we said, it looks like the plan is still to make this out of sight. Rebel News is doing our best to actually live stream from above the pens. So make sure you're checking our YouTube site, rebelnews.com, obviously, and our main site, savetheostriches.com. We don't know if they're going to jam those videos or not, but for now, that is still streaming.
And if you want to watch the action as it happens, both myself and Drea are streaming to our X account. So Drea Humphrey, give them your
Drea Humphrey, somehow.
and Sheila Gunn Reid at Sheila Gunn Reid. And if anything happens, we'll do our best to go live. Please realize we're struggling with reception and upload speeds because we're not in the middle of nowhere, but it's pretty remote and there are mountains. And so it is difficult to get the news to you as quickly as you would like us to. We're doing our very best, but there's so much action happening.
Right, you're seeing it. It's nonstop, and having two people, we're still running all around, and things move very quickly. Plus, tips come in, nonstop tips. As I'm talking here, who knows how many have come in, and some of them have been panning out great. It really is a team effort here to try to save these birds
and to weed through the rumors.
And to weed, that's our job, to weed for the rumors. One was that a stay had already been accepted, and that is not true. As you saw from the interview with the lawyer in the sky, that is what they're hoping to happen tomorrow. But I believe, so does the lawyer, it looks like they're going very quickly here.
They're racing this day.
Yeah, and I want to make sure we're keeping an eye on whether they are following the practices they're supposed to do to make sure this is humane. They better not cut any corners. So keep watching at those avenues we said. I'm Drea Humphrey with Rebel News.
I'm Sheila Gunn Reid with Rebel News. By the way, we're going to have to work late tonight because, Drea, give us the time frame that they are allowed to conduct work on the farm until.
Yes. So the warrant, which is not an RCMP warrant, it is a CFIA warrant that they have under that same act for which the farmers, two of them, have been charged for, says that after 9 o'clock and before 6 a.m., they're actually not allowed to do any of this. So that's why we were a little panicked, and I was looking through binoculars when they put the feed out because I thought, oh no, is it happening? But I think they are actually feeding them, and someone said to me that the farmers have been saying, you need to feed these animals. It's been long overdue, and you wouldn't let us. So looks like they fed them for now, and they're hiding their license plates perhaps, and hopefully we get an answer legally and have that for you right away, breaking that news. Again, savetheostriches.com. Thank you for everyone who is chipping in to not just my cost to be here, now Sheila's cost to be here. There's many costs involved. You guys have been great because you're just as passionate about this story as we are. And so if you could continue to support our ability to keep renting what we're renting, the travel, the gas, the food, everything like that, at savetheostriches.com, there's an option to donate. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
At Rebel News, we get our boots on the ground, and sometimes we're your eyes in the skies. If you appreciate all of the efforts we're taking to be here for you, to show you exactly what's happening in real time, please consider being a part of what makes it possible by donating what you can at savetheostriches.com.